Welcome to the Zoom Online Classroom Management Training. During this training, we will discuss tools specific to Zoom. We will briefly walk through tools you will need to be familiar with as they relate to classroom management. We will begin with the mute button. It's located in the lower left section of your screen. At any time during a meeting, you can mute or unmute yourself. The up arrow located to the right of the microphone allows you to select a microphone and/or speaker. You will want to mute all participants upon entry to minimize distractions such as excessive talking, noises, and feedback. The Start/Stop Video button is located in the lower left corner of your screen and controls your Zoom camera. You'll be able to turn on or turn off your camera with this button. The up arrow to the right will allow you to select camera, choose a virtual background, and choose video settings. As the teacher, you should request that all students also select Start Video upon entry to the class. Clicking on the participants icon allows all students who are in the Zoom class to use nonverbal signals. Be sure to pre-teach, model, practice, and reteach students your expectations on how and when to use the nonverbal feedback options while meeting via Zoom. Clicking on the chat icon brings up a chat box that allows you to communicate with all participants on the Zoom meeting. Clicking on the three dots allows you to access additional options for chat. You, as the host of the meeting, can choose who a student can chat with: no one, host only, or everyone. Be sure to teach what your expectations are regarding class etiquette in the chat box. Clicking on the Breakout Rooms icon allows you to place students in separate virtual rooms. The number of rooms you choose will determine how many students are in that virtual room. You can assign specific students to a specific room, or you can allow Zoom to randomly assign students to a room. Within the breakout rooms, you can click on Recreate Rooms if you want to change the groups your students are in. You can also click on Options to move students into breakout rooms automatically. Allow participants to return to the main session at any time. Choose the amount of time it takes to close the breakout rooms, and also set a timer. Later, we will discuss ways to use these options as a behavior tool. Under the security icon, you can allow participants to share screen, chat, rename themselves, and unmute themselves. Consider evaluating the security features prior to your Zoom meetings based on your class needs. Clicking on the Share Screen icon allows you to determine how you want participants to share the screen. Choosing the advanced sharing options allows you to fine-tune options while sharing. You can evaluate these needs based on the lesson being taught. Clicking on the Record icon allows you to record your entire lesson. Carefully consider if your lesson will need to be recorded. Students do not have the option to record unless you allow them to. Despite not being able to use traditional classroom management techniques, it is still necessary to maintain an authoritative teaching approach, being both warm and firm. This may look very different from our interactions in a physical classroom. Our goal is to review classroom management techniques you can use while teaching online with Zoom. The best practice in a physical classroom or online classroom is to state the behavioral expectations using positive language. Tell students what you want to see from them. For example, state, "Please use the chat box to respond to questions throughout the lesson," instead of saying, "Don't unmute to talk." It will also be important to use a proactive approach to expectations. Review the handout, Responding to Inappropriate Student Behaviors on Zoom, Continuum of Responses, for those proactive and responsive tips. Be sure to give a reminder of what you want to see using positive language. Don't assume students are being defiant. They are new to online learning and will benefit from reminders. If the unwanted behavior is continuing, privately message the student using the chat feature. Tell them what you need to see from them and state what the consequence will be if they do not comply. For example, "I need you to stop interrupting the lesson by unmuting yourself. If it happens again, I will mute your microphone during our Zoom meeting." Be sure that you have clicked on Mute All, that the Allow Participants to Unmute Themselves is not checked, and you click No so that the student cannot unmute themselves. Despite not being able to use traditional classroom management techniques, we still need to enforce consequences if a student's behavior is compromising the integrity of the online learning environment.
Yeah, I know that some people are definitely wanting. Mom, this is why Dad left you, because you talk when you're not supposed to.
What the?
Okay?
If you have set up the mute settings taught earlier, all marked here in red, all you will have to do is find the student's name, marked here by the green arrow, and click mute. The student will not be able to unmute themselves, and you can continue with the lesson. In this particular example, student Toy Blair is off topic and continues even after being asked to stay on topic. What would you do? Use the drop-down menu to choose the student who is not using chat as instructed, marked here by the green arrow. Click on the three dots and choose that the student can chat with no one or with you, the host only, noted by the red circles.
All right. Talk to you guys soon.
Bye.
See you guys.
Johnny!
Can you hear us?
When you want to disable a student's video, click on participant's icon, choose the offending student's name from your participant listing, click on More beside their name, and choose Stop Video option. This stops the student's video, and they are unable to start the video on their own. You would use the breakout room if you have the need to remove a student from your Zoom classroom and have that student speak privately with an assistant principal. You would click on the breakout room icon and create one breakout room with the automatically icon chosen, highlighted here in red. Make sure that the first choice of move all participants into breakout room automatically is chosen, and the second choice, allow participants to return to the main session at any time, is not chosen. Click on Open All Rooms to move students to the breakout room and keep them there until the assistant principal can speak with them. If you have persistent misbehaviors from students using online learning, please contact your admin regarding their behaviors. Let the AP know you have the student in a breakout room waiting to speak to them. Please get with your campus administrators for details on how to contact your AP. Thank you for participating in Zoom Online Classroom Management Tips. Should you have any further questions, please see your campus administration.